And so our summer continues, a summer full of workouts, Ryan. Phil and Ryan right back here on Listen Up. Saturday, happy Saturday, UConn Nation, June the 3rd. Ryan, it's a beautiful day out. We're not going to give the weather, Ryan. I know you told me that we're not meteorologists, but it's reading right now mostly cloudy, 83 degrees. So I think I might enjoy the outdoors after this video for a while, and I will see you later on. Game 1, Stanley Cup Final, 8 o'clock. But for now, we're going to focus on UConn Huskies summer workouts. Glad I brought you in today. Thanks for coming on with me this afternoon. As we prepare to discuss what to expect, we will still be willing to cover the whole roster and the coaching staff, but we started with KK Arnold, and we will pick it up maybe next episode sometime next week. Today, though, we're going to discuss, Ryan, what are some of the things on your list that you're looking forward to most after summer workouts conclude? And I know at the top of the list, you can tell everybody, both you and I agreed, our number one most important player on the roster. Not only that, heading into summer workouts, we need to see what she's got. We need to see, if she picked up from where she left off. And of course, I don't think you can totally assume that she's 100% until games roll around, real-time games roll around in November.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think there's going to be a lot of things that we can look forward to, and I believe they started this past week. So I saw the article where Beckers and Patterson, Arnold, Cadence Samuels were getting up shots. So good to see the players back on campus getting back up shots. But yeah, I mean, obviously there's a lot of players coming off injuries, and like I've been saying, hopefully we don't see as many injuries as we've seen the past 2 years. But a couple of the players that I'm looking out for in terms of how their health is going to be looking going into the summer, and hopefully improving as the summer goes along and as we get closer to the season. I mean, I think obviously the big one is Paige Beckers being out all season. The return of Paige Beckers this season. Hopefully she gets a fully healthy season in, and hopefully just, rises the level of this team and gets back to her dominant self like we saw her freshman year. I think another big player is also Ice Brady, the very talented freshman that I think a lot of us were high on it, and I was certainly ready to see her play last season. And unfortunately, she had a similar injury to Paige Beckers and missed the whole season, unfortunately. So I believe she's going to be back, hopefully fully healthy this season. So hopefully we get to see Ice Brady in her redshirt freshman season now get some playing time and have some type of impact for this team. I think a couple big other names for in terms of injuries sake is also Caroline Ducharme. She had the head and neck injury last summer, and it kind of continued into the season. And I think it really did affect her play, and kind of just throughout the whole entire season affected her play, and she wasn't really as dominant like we saw her in her freshman season. So now this season, hopefully she can get some things straightened out with her head and neck, and hopefully she as well has a fully healthy season. AZ Fudd was able to return last year towards the end. I believe it was a knee injury, I believe, if I remember correctly. So hopefully AZ as well is all healed up, and I can't wait to see all the players, but specifically Paige, Caroline, and AZ. I talked about them kind of being the big three in terms of the guards, and we didn't get to see that, unfortunately. So hopefully we get to see that trio back in action this season.
Yeah, so if you remember last summer when UConn graduated 3 players, it was Nelson Adodo, Avina Westbrook, and then Kristen Williams, I believe. I think that, Ryan, when you look back, my take at this, when you look back at last summer compared to this summer, you sent me a screenshot this past week, and I really, it made me take a step back, and I'm like, whoa, because I think UConn only had 11, maybe counting, I don't know if you were counting Ice Brady back then or not, but I think they had 11 total players, healthy players heading into the season last year during summer workouts. When that great article came out, 3 takeaways from UConn Huskies summer workouts that we covered. Hopefully the media will hop on summer workouts again and give us a recap of what they saw, since we're not that close to UConn down here in Maryland. But to say the least, I think that it's going to be important when you factor in the depth of this team. I mean, 11 players, yeah, it's okay. But then, obviously you had a lot more players missing time, right, because of injuries. I think it's just important overall. I like to say these summer workouts are more or less very important because these players are less prone to injuries, but I think that that's kind of something that I should not say or stay away from, because it didn't look like these summer workouts helped a lot as far as injuries are concerned. But my take, man, to get acquainted with your peers, with your coaching staff, with these ladies that you'll be traveling with all over the country, and give or take we have June to November, so however many more months that is.
Yeah.
I think that's, I talked to you about it last year. I think that's, for me, that's never going to change. That's the most important aspect of workouts, of off-season programs, no matter what sport you're talking about. Maybe not so much less prone to injuries, but getting to know one another, again, I think that that's incredibly important when you talk about sports, when you talk about these people that you'll be spending time with for 5-6 months, traveling, planes, buses, whatever, trains, no matter what have you. But yeah, Ryan. And also, I'm glad you brought up the name Ice Brady. I think that we haven't said her name enough, right, in these episodes. Yeah. I think that Ice Brady is, other than Paige Beckers, Ice Brady will play a major factor on this team heading in to the new season 23-24. And I cannot wait to see Ice Brady play after. And again, that's another important factor. What do these injured players look like? That, hey, for one, we didn't see them because of injury, obviously. But two, we haven't seen her at all, I don't think, have we, in a game that really, really counts for these UConn Huskies.
No, and I like how you brought up, all the team getting acquainted with each other, because especially this year, including Ice Brady, because of that injury, UConn technically does have 5 freshmen this season, the 3 recruits, and then Yana Al-Alfi, who came to the team later in the season. But yeah, I think it really is important, and I think that goes along. I was going to also mention Amari DeBerry. She decided to stay with the team and not enter the transfer portal. And I think Amari DeBerry is a really interesting player. I think a lot of people have different opinions on her and about her play style, whether she should receive minutes or should not receive that many minutes. Definitely a really interesting player, and we had some different discussions about her last year. But I think Amari DeBerry offers a very unique type of personality to this team, and kind of is a really big factor when it comes to team chemistry. So I think she really gets along just like the whole team does. I think everybody really does get along well with each other, and I think you can really see that when you watch this team play, especially as the season goes along. The team chemistry really does keep on building, and I think that's really a big factor as to why this team plays really well at times. But the other side to Amari DeBerry is if she's going to receive more playing time this season, already in her junior year, and we really haven't seen that much out of her. Really expected big things from her as she was coming in her freshman season to UConn, ranked really highly, big expectations, but we really haven't seen that breakout type of performance, or a strand of a couple really good games. She had a good game here and there last year, but I think it's going to be really interesting to see what type of minutes Amari DeBerry can get this season, and what she does with those minutes that she receives.
All right. Thank you to everyone who came through on that last video. UConn Huskies welcome KK Arnold, Ryan. We took about 3 weeks off, and I told you, I'm like, man, hopefully, Ryan, everyone didn't forget about us, right? Because we love to see these names keep coming through, whether it's the same names or different names. We like to see everybody come through on this podcast, a great big UConn Huskies family, right? And it made me smile to see some of the regulars back in action after almost a month off. Jason D'Amico, welcome back, fellas. What are the odds that Paige is not ready for the start of the season? I'm not seeing the usual amount of update videos from her on Twitter. So, of course, I am stirring the pot. Peace.
Yeah.
We can't forget his trademark, peace.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely is stirring the pot, and it definitely you can build a lot of different conversations out of these summer workouts as players are getting back on campus and getting shots up and getting light workouts, light practices in. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of different discussions that are going to come out of these summer workouts. Whether players are ready or
Mm.
this player didn't look that good, and we were really expecting her to do this, and maybe a player really does surprise us. Maybe one of the freshmen plays really well. But I mean, I don't really see a reason why Paige Beckers wouldn't be ready. In my opinion, I think she's going to be fully healthy, and I know we're all hoping and praying that she is. But I just hope for her sake and all of us and the team's sake that she is fully healthy and has a really good summer workout along with the rest of the team, and like I said, can stay healthy for the rest of the season.
Um, B. Rorick commented, geez, Phil, you did an interview with KK. What was the substance of your interview? Actually, yeah. For people that did not catch that interview, hey, we all love KK, right? We all love KK back here in Maryland, and hopefully Ryan sooner or later, which I have no doubt. I think the whole country already loves her, but hopefully she will be on high alert soon, and hopefully that will be a household name in future years to come in women's basketball. But yes, if you did not catch that interview, please, guys, go back and it's on this YouTube page right here. I think it was Ryan, sometime last summer. So make sure, yes, everyone catch that interview. Great person.
Yeah, and she really does have a great personality, and I think her personality really fits her kind of basketball play style. Really fiery type of person, and you can really see that on the court. And I think that just goes along with her game. Really nice person, really good interview. So yeah, make sure you guys check that one out.
How about this one? Willie Magoogle. Hey guys, great job. It's time for UConn to be that shark in the water again, like from 2013 to 16.
Yeah, I think we all kind of missed that era of just UConn dominating, but I think that goes along with all the teams and the conferences getting better and better. And UConn has really been in a drought, and we talked about that before. So hopefully, this season can be the start of a brand new chapter, a brand new journey that these players can take us on, and the coaches. So hopefully, we can get out of this kind of sort of funk that UConn has been in the past couple years, and hopefully we can start to see some of the domination that has taken place in these last couple seasons.
One more. And this is a good one. This goes into some depth. Can't wait to see what you have to say about this one, Ryan. Kenneth Jernigan. Thank you for acknowledging the fallen Americans. We are blessed. We are all blessed by the results of their sacrifice. Moving on to basketball, Ryan, size is important. However, it comes down to talent, matchups, effort, and schemes. We are often surprised when a smaller and supposedly less talented team causes problems for the larger and more individually talented team. I believe UConn will be every team's equal if they stay healthy. Patterson and Brady are strong at their positions. DeBerry develops and is a force in the post. If they are physically and mentally tough, and then they go, UConn should do very well in Big East play. The tale will be told when we see how the team has grown during the season.
Yeah, I completely agree with all that, and then all of those are really good points. And I think he brings up a good point about some of the taller teams and the taller matchups where teams have bigger players inside, and it's just not as simple as, well, they have a taller player, so they're going to get a bunch of rebounds and just dominate inside the paint. It really is about the effort that the player puts forth, and the team, as far as that goes, this effort as the team, as what effort they put forth and the energy that they bring for the whole entire game to get things done and get their job done. And it really does come down to the scheme. And I know Gino is high about what scheme he goes into before a game and the practices leading up to the game. So I know UConn is good about getting their work in before the game starts, and being prepared for their opponents, but it really is just more than just simply being the smaller team, and it really is a lot more behind that.
Hey, and if head coach Gino doesn't like what he's seeing in summer workouts, you know what they say, Ryan, when all else fails, take a vacation. Maybe that'll fix all your troubles, Ryan. It's Phil and Rye right here on Listen Up.